Hi, I'm Paul Egger, Vice President of Governmental Affairs for the Minnesota Association of Realtors. Thanks for watching this week's legislative update. It's another busy week at the Capitol. There's several things going on of note, and in a minute I'll turn it over to Ryan Hamilton to provide updates on several key issues that we're tracking this session. The first thing I want to mention is Friday, March 27th, is the second policy committee deadline. This is a key point in the session where basically all the policy bills in the Senate and the House have had to have made it through all the relevant policy committees to be considered later this session. So this kind of represents a real narrowing of the workload of the legislature moving forward, and kind of gives us a sense of which policy issues are still alive and which ones are probably not going to be seen again until maybe next year. Another key item that came up in the last week are the Senate and the House leadership are releasing their budget targets. The House leadership, Speaker Dowd and Majority Leader Pepin, introduced the House Republican budget targets in the last few days. The Senate leadership is expected to release their budget targets on Friday the 27th, so we'll see what those look like and compare those to the governor's. And really the shift now is going to be from policy to budget and taxes. And finally, the legislature has been really meeting extensively in committees, not so much on the floor, but they've been burning the midnight oil, and so they're heading into a week-long, a little bit more than a week-long, Easter Passover recess next week. So there won't be any action next week, but it'll pick up speed after that. And now I'll turn it over to Ryan Hamilton.
I'd like to highlight four pieces of legislation to give you the status update on them. The first is the trespasser liability bill. That bill made deadline in the House, and I testified on our behalf in that bill. But as Paul mentioned, it's second deadline today, and the bill was not heard in the Senate, so that's one we're going to have to continue to work on maybe next session. The next one is the revisers bill. It's a non-controversial bill that makes technical and cleanup changes to different statutes. We do have a provision, a one-word change in that bill, and the revisers bill did meet deadline in the House and Senate. The third one would be the governor's 50-foot buffer proposal, where he wants to create a 50-foot buffer on all state waters. We're still working with stakeholders on that one, but there is no movement or any significant changes on the proposal this week. And finally, the Department of Commerce Vulnerable and Older Adult Financial Abuse Protection Act, known as around the Capitol as the DOC's fraud bill. Once again, we're still working with the stakeholders and the agency. No significant movement on that this week. So that's the update this week. Thanks, and tune in next week.